My name is James. As I sit down to write this, I'm 65 years old. My hair's turned white. I wear glasses now, but even today, whenever I think about that night, my hands still tremble and my heart pounds like a drum. My voice shakes too, because what I went through was truly terrifying. This happened exactly 43 years ago. I was just 22. Back then, I lived in a quiet old town in Connecticut. On the far edge of town stood this ancient, rundown house. Right in front of it was a massive old oak tree. People used to say, during World War II, a little boy died beneath that tree. Nobody really knew how he died, but just a few days later, a man was found hanging from the same branch. Since then, folks believed that place was cursed. It was around 3 a.m. one night. I was at home with a few close friends. My mother had passed away just a week before. I was still in deep grief, numb, trying to hold myself together. My friends had come over to comfort me so I wouldn't be alone. They were staying the night. It was quiet, heavy, and then I suddenly heard a voice. It was my mother's, clear as day. James, come outside. Half asleep, I got up. Not once did it hit me. She had died only a week ago. I stepped outside and saw her. She was standing with her back to me. I couldn't see her face clearly, but I knew it was my mother. She'd always been a strong, healthy woman. But that night, she stood there without turning around. Then she spoke. James, I need to talk to you. Come. I hesitated. Mom, what's wrong? Why are you outside so late? She didn't answer. She just repeated the same words softly but firmly. I need to talk to you. Come. I said, okay, wait a minute. Let me grab a shirt. But she quickly replied, no, you don't need to. Come now. That felt off. Still, I threw on a shirt and stepped out into the yard. She was already walking, fast, faster than I'd ever seen her move before. She'd never been able to walk quickly, but now she was almost gliding forward. I called out, Mom, where are you going? No reply, just the same line again, echoing through the dark. Come, I need to talk to you. I followed her. Something about it felt wrong. Deep down, I knew this wasn't normal, but my mind couldn't accept it. She was gone. She'd been gone for a week, but here she was, walking just ahead of me, alive, moving, and still, she didn't stop. What struck me next was the cold. The air suddenly turned freezing, not just cool, unnaturally cold. Even with my shirt on, I felt like the cold was sinking into my bones. We crossed the gate of the house. In front of the house stood that huge oak tree. She was leading me straight toward it. I asked, Mom, where are you taking me? She answered again, Come, I need to talk to you. We walked down a deserted street, the same street where that little boy had died during World War II. The night was deep and the wind biting cold. Our destination was an old Victorian house, a family property once, now abandoned for many years. As we stepped into the yard, she said, Come, not inside the house, to the attic. She climbed the rickety stairs very quickly. I followed her. Suddenly, I remembered, no one stayed in that house for long. Some lasted only 3 months, others just 15 days. Following her to the attic, it was around 3:30 a.m. The room was huge, filled with old furniture, dust and cobwebs. She moved toward a window and leaned out. I said, Mom, what are you doing? You'll fall. She just smiled. That smile felt strange to me. Then, without warning, she jumped out the window. I ran to her, but it was over. Afterward, I went to a local priest. He told me, Your mother loved you very much. She asked me to pray regularly for her. He gave me holy water and a rosary. Later, I remembered that part of the house was always empty. The caretaker's wife, a close friend of my mother's, revealed that the house was built over an old graveyard. People reported strange things, objects moving on their own, the jingling of anklets at night, doors opening by themselves. Once, a tenant who sold fish heard anklet sounds late at night and went to the attic. He never returned to the fish market the next morning and quietly left town with his wife and daughter. I started to suspect that what happened with my mother was connected to that cursed house. The attic room no longer exists. It has been replaced by a factory, but the mystery remains unsolved to this day. Let me describe the tree again. Next to our house stood that ancient oak. My grandparents once witnessed a terrifying event. During World War II, a little boy suddenly died under that tree. No one knew how he died. A few days later, a man was found hanging from the same tree. How he climbed so high and managed to hang himself remained a mystery. This was back in 1995 when we were very young. One morning around 5 a.m., a woman was on her way to the local fish market. Suddenly, she saw a man hanging from the old oak tree next to our house. She was shocked because she couldn't imagine how anyone could have hanged themselves on such a tall tree. She screamed and people gathered. My grandparents came and saw the scene. The man was indeed a real person. His family was found later, and they came crying to arrange his burial. He was hanging from a rope, but no one could explain how he had climbed so high. Even now, people avoid walking that road at night. To us, that place remains a mystery. We know the tree was planted right after the war. Maybe the man who planted it had a dark fascination with it. I still remember the little boy too. He had gone out to play one afternoon and was found dead under that oak tree. He was about 3 years old. This happened around 2008 or 2009. We saw the scene. A child had died, and his eyes and face looked strangely dried out. None of us thought it was normal. The branches still send chills down my spine when seen at night. The little boy who died under the tree had a strange story too. A friend told me that they saw a man lying under the tree, dried out with his eyes strangely altered. They were terrified by what they saw. Even now, I talk about these incidents with my friends. Whenever we remember, we still get goosebumps. These events remain fresh in our minds, and whether the mystery will ever be solved, we don't know.